Morning, Steve here in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, grain prices are lower overnight. I think that two reasons. I think the main reason is that Central and North Brazil saw better than expected rains overnight, maybe 1/2 to 2.5 inches of rain and some good coverage. We're also looking at maybe early next week some rains possibly in the dry areas of southern Brazil and northern Argentina. I think this is probably a pretty important rain event for those areas. Still kind of wondering about long term, will La Nina keep southern Brazil and parts of Argentina dry? Certainly, people are talking about lower Brazil and Argentina corn and soybean production because of the early dryness early in their growing season. We also noted that southern Russia is also saw some good rains over the last 4 days, and so we'll see if that continues there. Again, the forecast long term for Russia and Ukraine is drier than normal conditions. I also think that we haven't seen China buying U.S. corn or beans for the last month, and so we did see some corn sales yesterday unknown, what some people thought might be China, but continue to hear rumors that they are either looking or buying U.S. Jan-Feb beans and maybe some 2021 corn, but so far it hasn't shown up in the export sales report. And I thought yesterday the late sell-off in beans might be also because of talk, not only because of the rains in Brazil, but also that these weekly export sales today might be a little bit disappointing. NOAA will come out with their 30 and 90-day U.S. forecasts today. The models are still trying to decide whether or not southern plains are going to get some rains. The GFS model is wetter than the European model, but the European model did add a little bit more rains for the southern plains. So again, doubt if it really helps wheat stands down there, but it could put a little moisture in the ground for spring. We also note that outside markets are under pressure because of increased viruses around the world. New York City has shut down schools. Here in Chicago, we're going under more restrictive, almost stay-at-home orders. And in Europe, they're trying to put a stimulus package together for European countries to try to help their economies. So in the background, we do have more and more positive news about on the vaccine in 2021. But again, we have to get there first. It's interesting in that some people are adding 2021 U.S. Corn demand for ethanol if people get back to normal and start driving. But there's already a big estimate that this Thanksgiving we'll see a lot less driving than normal because of the virus and some of the travel restrictions. So again, grains are a little bit lower, South American weather, the virus, and we'll see what the export sales has today. We did hear that some of the managed funds in Europe were sellers overnight, partly because of the rain, but partly just kind of taking some profits after yesterday's reaching contract highs in many markets. We're also seeing coffee, sugar, cattle futures, all probably futures that are linked to increased demand if we do have a vaccine backing off from their recent highs. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day, and remember, always treat people like you yourself would like to be treated.